Welcome to another exciting episode of Real Comic Book Talk, where in today's episode, with comic books, we will be talking about Civil War II, issue number 5. And we will be talking about in TV shows Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Gotham. And at the end of the show, we will be giving you our thoughts on Luke Cage. With me, as always, are the most opinionated people when it comes to comic books in the world.
What?
My man right here,
Real Comic Ant.
and my man right here, and I am Daniel, your host, Daniel Payne. And so let's get straight into it. Let's start with Civil War issue number 5. Now, this issue picked up where the last one ended, where there was a fight about to happen, and believe me, people, there was a fight.
Is that what you thought?
There was a fight the whole entire time. Clearly, somebody else believes otherwise. Let's get into it. What did you think so far, 1 through 4, and how the new issue, number 5, that just came out? What did you think about Civil War? How's it going for you so far?
It made me sound like I'm right. It honestly does. You saw the last video. You know that I'm on Team Iron Man, and this is just proving my point right. I mean, like now you're about to arrest a teenager?
Oh,
because of a fight that you started?
For the rest of you to know, spoiler alerts, we will be just spoiling everything. So what we'll be talking about is Miles Morales, the Spider-Man, who is a teenager. At the end of the episode, at the end of the comic, it showed
him. Like an episode.
It did feel like an episode. It was very, very detailed and everything. At the end of the comic book, Miles Morales, there was a vision from the Inhuman that Miles Morales showed him killing Captain America. We all know Captain America. There was Steve Rogers, Captain America. We all know that Miles Morales wouldn't do it, but nonetheless,
Captain Marvel to get arrested.
Captain Marvel went into her mode and, buy the book, which in her own book, in her own method, she decided to take it upon herself to arrest Miles Morales. Now did it. Well, first before we get to your question, let's go straight to Al. And how did you feel about 1 through 4 and issue number 5 so far?
1 through 4, I thought was great. Obviously, I thought 5 was good, but he said it goes to his point of she's just going to arrest him. The way Spider-Man looks, Miles Morales, he looks like he believes it himself. So I'm just saying.
Hold on, because his man he just can't. You can't do that. First of all, he's a teenager who doesn't know how to properly go through his emotions right now. He can barely talk to girls. That's number 1. Number 2, he just came from an emotional fight when he's fighting all the people he grew up watching and wanted to be like. And then number 3, after all of that, a vision that can physically, mentally, you can mentally see it and feel it emotionally. And he's like 13 or 14, and then you want him to process all that information in a second, like an adult? Come on, of course he's going to be sitting there and look like, is it really? You can't blame that. That's why you got parents to help guide him along the way, mentors, and then you're going to arrest this kid for something he didn't do? It's taking away his God-given free will.
How do you know he wasn't going to do it?
How do you know he is?
And why, if he's just 13 or 14, he can't process, why is he there? Why did his parents let him go anyway?
First of all, one parent doesn't know about it.
So why would the other Avengers let him go there? Oh, you're only 14 years old. Come on and fight this big old war with me and all these other people. You're grown enough to fight in this war, but you're not grown enough to know how you feel?
Because, first of all, you got 2 Captain Americas there.
Okay.
But
they're both over 20, right? If he's 13, why would Iron Man let a child go to a war?
You know why? Because Miss Marvel recruiting herself. She tried to recruit Miss Marvel.
But is she there? Is she there?
Yes.
Where?
She joined Team Iron Man before the fight.
Before the fight, but I'm just saying.
Everybody joined Team Iron Man. Give it the bad.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, except for the Guardians of the Galaxy. For real. They shouldn't even be there. They're supposed to be Guardians of the Galaxy.
Lord, Earth is part of the galaxy.
Cut it out.
I'm just saying.
Cut it out. They're supposed to be Guardians in the whole galaxy. We got enough people. For some reason, they all seem to be out of New York anyway. But we got enough people guarding the Earth. We don't need nobody else for the Earth. So, yeah.
You still didn't answer why Iron Man supposedly wants to follow the laws and everything like that is going to let a child go to war.
And you know what? That's a point I can't argue. But that point is, hold on, let me think. That point is, but it doesn't freaking matter.
What do you mean? If it's a vision showing that he might kill somebody, change his entire life.
Might.
Who's to say it wouldn't happen?
Mathematics,
Mathematically, they say all his visions are mathematics. Mathematically, it's saying that it would happen.
Right, but just like
it
that,
can even slip up and accidentally happen, even if it's an accident.
That vision looks nothing like an accident, and that's not to mention that some of his visions may only become true because he's having the vision. For instance, like in a Spider-Man #4 Civil War, the dude, I can't think of his name now, but the dude that make vibrations or whatever, get into the suit. The only reason he felt the reason to get into the suit and go against his parole is because everybody was looking at suspicious because he had a vision of him going into the suit. If it wasn't for that, how do you know he wouldn't have been in the suit?
How do you know he would?
You don't. That's why you give him God-given free will.
So we'll take the chance to let maybe Captain America die.
I mean, it's like 13 Captain Americas. One can go.
So you
Okay, on that point.
Oh, what do you think about the book? What did you think about the book?
Okay, my opinions on Civil War II issues 1 through 4, and the recent one is, I feel as though Marvel dropped the ball on all of this. I do not feel as though any of this is any good writing. I feel as though the best way to solve this whole situation on a new Civil War II, issue #5, because clearly this is all because of Captain America Civil War, and they wanted to have a reason for people to go back out there and buy comic books, and this is all a big publicity thing. If you really wanted to make a great comic, you would have did the right thing and had, in this time, 2 different writers who, in my opinion, this is how it should have been done. 2 different writers who, one would have been strictly for the Iron Man side, and another one who would have been strictly for Captain Marvel side, and between each issue, picked up where the last writer left off, showing the other person's perspective on how everything should have been. That's how I feel as though it should have been. Because with this writing and one person's writing, it's just showing you already feel, and you can see the bias in it. And as they already have turned Captain Marvel into the bad guy, they instantly turn her into the bad guy without giving any real reason why she feels though this way. Technically, I know what you're going to say. You're going to be like, oh, she feels this way because War Machine died. She was dating War Machine. She doesn't want to see any more deaths and everything. I understand that. But that is like the laziest writing. You're like, okay, we're just going to kill somebody right off the jump, and then she's going to totally be just all the way gun-ho this way and without any kind of reason. Like, no. We could have sat down in issue 4, they were talking, and it could have been all hashtag knocked out and everything, and you could have walked. Iron Man, who's a realistic person, was like, here, it's a formula. I figured it out. All we need to do now is just write up some laws and stuff, not you go gun-hoing everywhere like you're doing. I mean, it was talking. Everything was cool in issue #4. It was all simple until out of the blue, in 1, 2, 3, 4 was simple. They even went to court for one of them, and took Hawkeye to court. Everything was simple and cool in the first few issues. Now all of a sudden, it's just, out of the blue, in the 4, it's like, you brought me to this. And she's like, well, that's okay, you brought me to this anyway. And I already had called him back up anyway. Like, how did you call him? The Guardians, like, out of the blue. What, you called him in? It was like, I'm going to need you guys, because it's about to get ugly. Everybody's not going to feel like I'm feeling. In order for the Guardians to come, you would have to do some sort of explaining for them to come running.
They said they explained. She said that. No.
Star-Lord said that. Yeah, she explained the situation. That is not a reason for them to come. She just explained the situation of this is what this guy does. All they could have said was, oh, okay, so you have it under control. You know when stuff is going to happen. That doesn't mean they need to come. Why do they need to be there if she's explaining, I have a person who tells me the future, I know when stuff is happening. Well, what do they need to be there for?
I didn't get to read the latest Guardians of the Galaxy Civil War tie-in. It may be in that.
It probably is in that, but nonetheless, they don't need to be there to fight somebody. They just happen to get there just in time to fight somebody. I'm not going to read the other tie-in because it doesn't make sense nonetheless. It's poor writing. It's poor writing. That was poor writing.
Captain Marvel, her reason for fighting is she wanted to work so bad because she lost Rhodey, and then she doesn't want to seem like she did all that, lost her love of her life, and then had nothing to show for it because it all went down the drain because they're not going to use the information anyway. So So she's fighting harder, so Rhodey's death can mean
But
more.
she's using them but as they're a bunch of adults, and a couple of them are pacifists, and especially Luke Cage. Luke Cage, who was in Civil War, should be the first person not to be trying to fight people, and then all of a sudden, after what, it's as if they all forgot what happened in the first Civil War, and the writer was like, let's just make them forget about all that and throw it out the window and act like none of this happened, because nothing good came out of the first Civil War. Captain America died at the end of the first Civil War in the comics. Nothing good came from this. They should all be, as adults, as you said, they should all have at least a little bit of responsibility and be able to tell people, looky here, we need to sit down and talk this over. Especially when you got kids like Miles Morales, how it ended, with him looking like he's going to kill somebody. And we all know he's not a killer. And she wants to go straight to arresting him?
Thank you. Sounds like the Team Iron Man.
No, it's not Team Iron Man.
It sounds like the Team Iron Man.
I'm not indifferent. This is just poor writing. You could have went a whole different direction and at least built the fight up a little better. This is the main comic and everything. That was poorly done. All of it was poorly done. There's no way I should have the whole thing with the Civil War is you're supposed to have a hard time picking sides. Because it's always an issue of ethics and morality, and picking between mom and dad. Because this is what this is. This is a divorce. This is a split between superheroes. So this isn't a hard decision. This is like, oh, I'm clearly on this side. Oh, I'm clearly on that side. What kind of writing is that? We've had some excellent writing in comics. We're comic book fans because the writing in comic books is so great. We have to keep coming back for more. I'm not coming back for more of this, because this is not good writing.
Like you do, we have to show this.
Yeah, I'll be here for everything else then, I guess. Okay? I'll be here for everything else then. Okay? And that's just my opinion. I think Civil War 2 is poor writing. That's just me. Last thoughts, what are your last thoughts on Civil War 2 number 5?
Team Iron Man, all the way. The writing thing, I can see where he's coming from, but it doesn't matter, because by the end of the series, I bet you Captain Marvel either gets arrested or changes her mind or gets killed.
That makes my point right now. How poor writing it is if you already.
But my intellect is on like a whole nother level.
No,
I just tell a lot of jokes.
No. Even if your intellect is that high of a level, they should still have you. The writing is that you just made my point of how bad the writing is, where I should not be able to predict what's going to happen this early on. We have 3 more comics. You should be like, oh my God, I can't wait for the next one. What's going to happen? You're already giving.
I don't know what's going to happen then. Miles, because that's my man then.
It's going to go sideways. So Al, your opinion so far? How you feel about it?
Well, that's all that. I mean, I still Captain Marvel, even though we do see the way it's going. I still think it's a good. It's good to have.
Really?
I mean, even if it's for small little skirmishes, one-on-one thing, kill one person, okay, step back, take a chance, think, evaluate the situation. But on a large scale, I think it works for a large scale. Not a small scale. One person killing maybe one person, all right, you step back, you let them assess the situation, see what they might do, see what they might not do. But on a large scale where it's a chance of killing millions of people, I think it'll work.
I've been literally saying that, not even on the channel, but I also said it at work.
Because I asked you, I said, what if it's a chance between killing millions of people or just waiting and maybe they might do it? You said, well, you just take that chance. I'm saying, don't.
I said, keep out.
Right, and then if you don't get there in time, the millions of people will die. In the one-on-one situation, I understand that. I agree with that.
But she's using it for one-on-one situation.
And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Let me ask you guys.
But that's what Iron Man's whole point is.
Let me ask. No, let me ask you guys this real quick.
Can you use a little bit of that?
Before you guys get too far into it, and we lose focus of the other issues involved in the comics. What do you think? What do you think of the guy? Because nobody's bringing up the issue of the man with the powers, the Inhuman and everything, and how if she was that much into it and everything, she would think she would take him into custody and use him personally as her thing. He's still with the Inhumans.
No, but they have a machine for him to go in and and just get fed information to come out with possible outcomes.
But that's not going to be.
But
that's going to be an issue now because if we all, as we all notice, in issue number 5, his powers evolved.
Yes.
And he was.
Because he was also getting trained.
And he projected to everybody, even though he was not on the site. He wasn't at the Triskelion, and he was on the mainland, and yet he projected his powers out there. Do you feel as though, I see that's going to be an issue, and hopefully somebody's going to take
emotional based.
Do you feel as though Iron Man will take the issue upon himself and come after him? Because he's already seen it as a mathematical issue, and I think Iron Man will try to break it down on how he can counteract something like that, being that as though he already sees it as a dang on mathematical issue.
I don't think you mean, when you say taking his own hand, you think, what you mean, like, take him out?
No.
I was about to say,
well,
he don't go that hard. And you got to punish him for that.
But you got to think about that. If he thinks Captain Marvel is going too far, and she's going to continue down the path she has, why would it not? Why would
the only
not?
reason they even went to start the fight is because she grabbed a person who Ulysses had a vision about with a briefcase that's gonna destroy a world, destroy like a block of city or something.
It was coming to that issue anyway.
Yeah, that's the only reason the fight even kicked off. Like if it wasn't for that, I don't know if they'd be at a fight right now. They'd probably wait another issue or so.
That's the poor writing. The poor writing.
They used her as a plot device.
Yeah, that was a poor plot device. That was the weakest. It was weak writing. That was weak.
Hey, look, I didn't write that.
Again, the question is, the direction they're going so far and how his powers keep evolving, is Iron Man going to have to going to go to the extreme, like Captain America did in the first Civil War, where they started, or he ended up throwing a bomb at Iron Man in the first point. It was like, yeah, here we go, and then boom, he blew up and stuff. You know, I mean, they're going to have to come to heads again. But at what do you think him? Is it going to be Iron Man that brings the fight to her? Because after what happened to Miles,
he brought the fight the first time.
You know, he's going to have to continue to bring the fight, because is he going to go on the run and go into hiding like the first Civil War? Because if he goes in the run and goes into hiding like they did in the first Civil War, then that's going to be really poor writing.
Oh,
so we're going to see the same thing.
Captain America went in the first Civil War, Captain America went on the run.
Yeah, because the person who was
all his shield switched though.
It's already switched. It's already
shield is on Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
that's what we're saying.
Yeah, it's already been.
I'm not like a hardcore Iron Man fan. I just
apparently you are.
No, I just know
because no matter what he does,
I know right now.
Even no matter how cynical he is, you'll be on his side. He can sit up here. He can sit up here and say, you know what, I'm the best person ever. Forget everybody else. You be like, you know what, that's Iron Man. He's right because he's Iron Man.
No, I the information was wrong. Kidnapping Ulysses, plugging him up, smacking him in the face to get him to work. That was wrong. I'm not denying that.
But you're okay with the results of it.
No, you probably should have just added.
Are you okay with the results of it though?
The result?
Then he got the information.
I'm okay with the information.
So it doesn't matter how.
I'm not okay with the means of the information.
But as long as he got the information.
Well, see,
I'm like Snowden.
Okay. Here's my issue. He could have just asked just as much as they could have asked to sit down and come up with some rules and regulations.
I agree with that.
I don't see her with any rules and regulations. Because she's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. So
she's not the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. No, she's not head of S.H.I.E.L.D.
She is running Alpha Flight.
Yeah, Alpha Flight. And she's not.
She is running them. She has access to the point where she's basically running stuff.
No.
Her access level is up there, so she's running the show when it comes to this situation. She's full-fledged in, let me put it like this, she's running the show when it comes to this particular situation. She is running the show. She has access to what
and she's destroying the Ultimates as well.
Yeah, she is definitely destroying the Ultimates. Okay, so
well, now you're supposed to be and stuff like this.
So we've done enough talking about Captain America. Civil War 2, issue number 5. We do actually really recommend that you actually go out there and read the book for yourself.
Gotta go to your comic.
We do, because you might not feel the way I do, as these two do not feel the same way as I do. So you might have your own opinion on the situation and the whole comic book. We do recommend that you actually go out there, read the book, form your own opinion, leave comments in our comment section. Now, onward to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is on season number 4, I believe. Episode 2.
Wow.
Episode 2. I get confused. I read a lot of comic books, people. You're going to have to excuse me. I read comics. I go watch TV shows. I'm in it all. Okay, I'm all in. Episode number 2. So, this season is going in a different direction, which is good. I love it when they always go in different directions every season. How do you feel after 2 episodes? We're going to start with Al this time because we started with you last time. After 2 episodes so far of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., season number 4, how do you feel the show is doing so far?
So far, I think it's doing pretty good. I like that they already showed Daredevil.
Daredevil?
They know Daredevil? Oh my God! Wait a minute, what? I missed that episode too.
I'm behind the scenes stuff.
I feel that.
Okay.
I like how they showed Ghost Rider. I didn't mean Daredevil, I meant Ghost Rider. I like how they showed him. They showed pretty much he's just vicious. I mean, the way that he goes about, he killed, on the first episode, he killed 4 people already.
Killed a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, so far that they showed us.
He's a thug.
Yeah.
With a heart of gold. He's a thug with a heart of gold. Like every other anti-hero.
He's a thug.
My whole thing is, I wonder who this ghost person is. I wonder who she is.
More than one now.
I mean, but I'm wondering what the tie-in is.
He said he was. But it doesn't say why he's a tie-in. He just said he's connected.
He's connected to.
Yeah.
All right, I'm wondering how they're going to go and how they're going to flesh out the whole series, the whole season.
You know what I was thinking about?
What?
When I saw it, remember the Ghost Rider movie?
Which one? The first?